So a month ago, something happened that completely shocked me. And I've been disciplined for 8 years straight, had everything sorted, living in Dubai, moving around, business running, traveling everywhere I want. And to be fair, I caught myself slipping into this dopamine chasing state. And I'll be honest, it's actually freaked me the fuck out because I thought I was way, way above this shit. And here's what nobody tells you about success. It doesn't make you immune to all this stuff and these patterns. If anything, what I've noticed now, it makes you more vulnerable because you think you're bulletproof and you're the shit. Here's what nobody tells you about success. It doesn't make you immune to these patterns and things that happen. If anything, what I've noticed is it actually makes you more vulnerable because you think you're bulletproof and you're now the shit, okay? But I figured out exactly how to catch it early and pull yourself out because it's a skill and you need to know this before you fuck yourself. So here's what happened so you've got context. I lost someone I actually cared about, lost my biggest client, the one that was carrying a lot of revenue for our agency. And now normally I've trained myself so heavily through life and business to just, well, turn things off like a switch and pretty much not let anything affect everything else, you know? And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably can relate with this because you develop this ability to compartmentalize everything. Like absolutely everything. Business failure, compartmentalize it, and just keep the other areas of life running smoothly. Your relationship ends, compartmentalize it. Don't let it affect your work. Family drama might come about. Well, just compartmentalize that and stay focused on your goals and just ignore everything else. And it's like having these like separate boxes in your mind. Each problem stays in its box, okay? And it doesn't contaminate the others. And that's how you survive in business. And that's how you keep moving forward when normal people would just fall apart. I've always been that guy who compartmentalizes stuff. So like business loss, switch in the head, gone. Relationship ends, switch in the head. Keep moving, keep grinding. It's a survival mechanism when you're building something to not allow it to touch other things. And it's weird. I just have trained myself so heavily through life and business to turn things off like a switch and not let it affect other areas and everything else. But this time, man, my routine was getting fucked, like super slowly and silently in the background behind my back. And I didn't even notice it happening because I thought I had this switch completely under control. And here's the thing, right? I've been building, creating wealth, traveling, meeting some amazing fucking people. But I realized I haven't created that feeling of being unforgettable to everybody when I walk in or out of a room. And yeah, don't get me wrong, maybe to people I know and I have known for like periods of time or years, but not universally. So I was chasing dopamine hits because I'd lost that feeling. You know that feeling when you've worked your ass off for so fucking long on something, almost your entire life, and then it's just, well, it's gone. And the weird part about all of it is I thought I was actually handling it. And on the surface, everything looked great, looked fine, right? Still living well, still traveling, business running. But underneath all of that, something was breaking down. And that's the dangerous part, in my opinion, and I've discovered, is when you're so good at suppressing and switching off that you don't catch the slow leak until you're already chasing dopamine instead of building. So for the first time in 8 years, my switch wasn't working. And I almost didn't notice until like one morning I was like, wait, when did I start reaching for my phone first thing in the morning again? So how do we stop this from happening and catch it early? Because you'll go through periods of this through your life. So phase one, and I'm just going to be completely honest and frank. This isn't going to be some gentle self-improvement bullshit. This is what I call like surgery. And if you've had surgery, you know it fucking hurts. So you're going to kill the soft version of yourself before he kills your entire potential. And here's exactly what I did. And just to be honest, I'm actually sick of people who complain about results that they don't get from work that they don't put in. So make sure if you are in this phase of life, you just do this. So the delete everything protocol. Every social media app, gone. All of them. I mean, Netflix, YouTube, scrolling, gaming, deleted for 90 days straight. Cut off every single person who makes you feel worse about yourself. And not the ones who are trying to improve you, but the actual ones that are just terrible people. And something I did was throw out clothes that made me look like I'd given up on life. Like I had clothes that I'd wear from when I was 15. Just binned them all. And my friends thought I'd lost my mind. Like, bro, you're being way too extreme. And yeah, those friends are still broke, still single or in relationships, and still complaining about the same shit that they were complaining about 2 years ago. Look, the saying that I always say is you can't build a Ferrari on a Honda Civic chassis, all right? And sometimes, just sometimes, you've got to scrap the whole thing and just start afresh. But you'll know when that is the right thing to do. Nobody ever got somewhere by accident. They had a concrete plan and they executed it perfectly. The next thing in phase 1 is the 4:30 a.m. protocol. And I hate this cringy stuff about getting up, but like just wake up when it's still dark. Every fucking day, cold shower, not some 30-second bullshit. I'm talking about 2 minutes of actual suffering. And then what I want you to do straight after that is just journal 3 things. And no motivational shit, like no quotes, just raw honesty. Work on my shit as well before the world even knows what day it is. And this sucks, right? But being soft sucks way more. And yeah, it sucked maybe for like the first month, and that was pretty hell. But you know what sucks more? And I think about this a lot, is being 30 and realize you wasted your entire 20s being comfortable because you've got the rest of your life to be comfortable. Okay, so phase 2 is where most people fuck up, in my opinion. They think that willpower is gonna carry them. And the spoiler alert here is it won't. Willpower is like a muscle, okay? It gets tired, and most people are training it like complete shit. And you need systems that work when you feel like absolute garbage. Today, I feel ill, but my business still operates because of the systems. So what you want to do is an identity framework. Every morning, I write 3 things now, the same format every single day. I am the type of man who, and then fill in, I never compromise on. And then when shit gets hard, it sounds simple, and it is. That's the whole fucking point. Most people overcomplicate everything, and I am so bad for this at the start as well when I was starting my business. And we think that things need to be complex because that equals effective, and it's wrong. Simple and consistent beats complex and sporadic every time. And then the final thing is what I call like an elimination matrix. Similar to like deleting everything. Everything in your life goes into one of these boxes. And I'm stealing this framework from a military strategy, by the way, that I read up years ago. High impact stuff that aligns with who I'm becoming. And then what you want to do is put that in a box and amplify that immediately. High impact stuff that makes me feel like garbage. You want to put that in a box and just eliminate that. Immediately, by the way. And then low impact stuff that feels good, you want to keep that minimal. Don't prioritize that. And then low impact stuff that makes me feel worse, well, delete that fucking nonsense, you idiot. Most people try to optimize the wrong quadrants. They spend hours perfecting low impact activities while they keep high impact poison because, well, it's comfortable in what they're used to. And then the next thing is what I call the pressure cooker method. And I've done this for years, but I put myself under pressure on purpose. If I'm slacking, it sounds stupid, and maybe this is, by the way, but here's what I do. Put money I couldn't afford to lose into my business. And then I told people what I was going to accomplish, whether that be friends, family, or publicly. And then I set goals that required me to actually transform and not just try. What I've noticed when I'm slacking is I'm not creating pressure anymore. And pressure creates diamonds, bro. And right now, you're just a carbon sitting there comfortable, doing jack shit. And there's a delicate balance between working capacity and recovering ability and total stress load. Either I'm going to prove I can do this, or I'm going to prove I can't. But either way, I'll know the outcome by the end of it. Okay, phase 3 is where you stop being harmless. Not dangerous to other people, just so I'm clear, like dangerous to mediocrity. And this is where you build real confidence. Not fake it till you make it bullshit. I'm not on about that sort of stuff. Everyone talks about fake it till you make it. Real confidence that comes from knowing you can handle whatever gets thrown at you. So the way that we do this and become fucking dangerous is I picked one thing and I went completely mental with it. For me, it was with my agency, and it was sales, and I was doing like 100 cold calls a day for 6 months straight, and I got rejected 95% of the time, and I didn't give a shit. And here's the thing about confidence and respect. They're not given. They are earned. And it's what I've learned. And you earn them by becoming undeniably good at something that matters. People might hate you, but they can't take away your confidence and because you're good at something. And when you're the best at what you do, people can't ignore you. They can't dismiss you. They can't overlook you. Not because you're loud or arrogant, but because you've proven you can deliver results when it counts. And the thing is, people can tell. Your body will talk way before your mouth does. So I made sure mine was saying the right shit. I lift heavy 4 times a week and actually do it. And not for Instagram, but for myself. I eat like someone who gives a fuck about themselves. I sleep like my gains depend on it. And I'm not even jacked, but I do it because I need to do it for my own mental capacity. And every rep has a vote for who I was becoming. Every meal I was choosing was a meal that I was choosing for a future version of the current craving. Physical discipline translates into mental discipline. And mental discipline translates to professional discipline. And how you do one thing is how you do everything, is basically what I'm getting at. When people see you've mastered yourself, they automatically respect your ability to master other things. Okay, so the confidence loop. So most people have this backwards, by the way. They think confidence creates competence. And quite frankly, they're wrong. Competence creates confidence. And when you know you can sell, like really sell, you walk into business meetings differently. And when you know you're in the best shape of your life, well, you carry yourself completely different. And when you know you can handle pressure and deliver results, people can feel that energy coming off you. Friends, family, women, everything, they can feel it. And I stopped trying to impress people. And what I started trying to do was help them. So the next thing is what I call social architecturing. You need to see the patterns of when you're falling. And for me, it's when I'm trying to impress people, start going out and networking. For other people, it's the complete opposite. They need to get out and impress people and do stuff, okay? But I noticed that. And basically, I stopped going out and basically made myself the guy again that makes shit happens. And here's what's crazy. The more competent you become, the more respect you command without asking for it. People start coming to you for advice and they want to be around you. And they want to work with you, not because for some like impressive reason or trying to be impressive, but because you've become someone who, quite frankly, consistently delivers value. 3 months later, just to be clear now, where I'm at, is I'm doing business with people I used to just follow on Instagram. Not because I got lucky, because I became the type of person that they wanted to work with. And my agency is doing extremely well. And when you're dangerous at what you do, people have no choice but to take you seriously. So make sure to become so damn fucking dangerous and confident. Phase 4 is the weirdest shit. I'm going to be completely honest about this, okay? And try and be as transparent as possible. But you need to do what I call like an attention reality check. And here's the thing. I was with somebody for a very, very long time. Like years. I'm talking years here. So I never had to chase girls. And they would just come to me because that was my normal. And when you're in a relationship, for some odd reason, women just pull towards you even more. But now I use this as a litmus test, okay? If I feel that pull towards a girl or a person or that urge to try and impress somebody, I know for a fact that I'm slipping back into a dopamine seeking state. And it's like a canary in a coal mine. The moment I feel like I need to pursue or prove something to get attention, I know my internal foundation is completely cracking up. And the frame realization that I had is that real power isn't about getting every girl to notice you when you walk in a room, and every individual, by the way, not just women. It's about being what I call like so solid in yourself that you don't need that validation to feel complete. And when I was operating from my center, like my true center, when I'm building instead of chasing, the attention just seems to come and appear naturally, like every single time. And when I'm chasing dopamine hits, I start fishing for reactions. And do you know what the weird part is? Since catching this pattern, I've become way, way more selective. And not because I'm playing games or because of... but because I actually know what I want instead of just wanting to be wanted, okay? And you tend to find your circle changes, the people you find attractive changes. And if I'm trying to impress her, I'm already fucking losing myself. The goal isn't to be unforgettable to everyone, okay? It's to be so grounded in who you are that the right people can't help but be drawn towards that energy. And to be quite frank, the wrong people, honestly, honest to God, you won't even notice they're not paying attention because they won't. Because they're shit people. So 1 month later, after having this realization, because that's all it took when I had the right framework, because I've basically upskilled through 8 years. I'm not the same person. I don't walk the same as a month ago. I don't talk the same. I don't put up with the same bullshit. The results, well, my phone rings more often. People actually listen when I talk again. Dating life is completely flipped. Business opportunities are coming from everywhere. But here's the weird part. I'm not trying to impress anyone anymore. I'm quite literally just being the guy I decided to become. So what I did was I built systems that keep my business running while I'm here, actually currently in Bali, not in Dubai at the moment. I'm surrounded by people who actually add value to my life. Girls who used to leave me on read now initiate conversations years later. But most importantly, I actually respect who I see in the mirror. And here's what nobody tells you about transformation. Here's what nobody actually tells you about transformation. The hardest part, in my opinion, isn't becoming the new guy. That's the easy part. The hardest part is letting the old guy die. Some days I missed being comfortable through my journey. I miss the excuses, I genuinely do. And I miss being able to just like blame other people for my problems. But you know what I don't miss? What I actually do not miss at all is being forgettable. And let me be clear, this isn't about ego. Like, people use that and throw that around. People tell me this all the time. You just want attention. No, wrong. This is about respect. This is about being known for being the best at what you do. And when you're forgettable, people just don't take you seriously. They don't remember your name after meetings. They're like, oh, sorry, who are you? Oh, I think I know you. And then what they don't think of you when there's new opportunities because of it. And then they don't think of you when new opportunities come up. They don't respect your opinion when it matters. But when you're unforgettable, when you're known for delivering results, for being reliable, for being so goddamn fucking dangerous at what you do, everything changes. People remember you. They seek you out. They respect your expertise. They want to work with you. And it's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's not like that, okay? You can be the quietest and still do this. It's about being the most competent person in the room. And here's the thing. What I did in 1 month, most people take years and years and years to figure this out because they don't have a concrete plan. They're still making excuses instead of making progress. So you've got a choice right now. Same habits, same results, same excuses, same outcomes. Or you just disappear for a month and come back as someone who actually matters. The honest truth is the guy you could become is already in there. He's just waiting for you to stop being comfortable and just start being competent. And what I had to realize is you weren't being overlooked. You were just pretty much underbuilt. And 1 month from now, you'll either be watching another video exactly like this, or you'll be the guy other people are trying to become. And quite honestly, the choice is completely yours.